I said it was going to be a late one, and a late one it is. Welcome. Welcome. Since it's late, we should get right into the recap. Again, I don't think we're ever going to, hit the same length of recap as that one crazy one. I'm waiting for a recap that wants to test that one. Hello to you. Happy Tuesday night. Let's see. I think we're gonna start with talking about how the Beast was continuing to go on a rampage. He was just rawing everywhere around the mansion, and happy the House Tuesday. Do we like the House Tuesday? The House Tuesday. That's pretty good. What was I saying? Beast going on a rampage. White-haired girl just had to go with it. I think like she was just like, oh shit, you know, I'm just here along for the ride. I'm happy to be here. And so let's see. So then depressed Coconut Head and Pauline head to the mansion. Pauline at the mansion, she recognizes the guy or the Beast because he's a guy. Cause surprise, the Beast and Bestia the Beast slash Bestia is the merchant slash dude named Yukimasa. I got it eventually. And so he slaughters Pauline. He murders her. Maybe because he's a psycho, but my little theory is that he also feels extremely guilty and kind of like full of sin due to staying and falling for the white-haired girl. I think he's like, oh shit, I had previously told her I was so into her and I was going to come back and do all these things, but whatever. I don't know if that's really important, my theory or anything, but I think it was crazy, but he's also like, the jig is up, I'm just going to take her out kind of thing. That's kind of my theory there. Then we get backstory on Yukimasa with Pauline's dad. They were on a boat or something, and this flashback had it all. Everything was there. There was the boat, there were tricks, there was lies, there was murder. All that happens. The backstory has everything in it. It's just crazy backstory. Then we come back, and basically it's like backstory to let us know that this Yukimasa guy basically sucks, and he's very bad. He's a bad dude. He's a bad dude. Then we come back to the present, I think, and we get like he goes into the village for medicine and oranges. She's like, if you can't get medicine, get me oranges, because the white-haired girl needs medicine or oranges or something. And he's like, I will go to the village and get it because we can't get it anywhere else. We can't just like DoorDash apparently some kind of like fucking medicine or oranges to us, which is kind of unfortunate. So he goes to the village and no one really treats him weird. I think people maybe called him like a noble. He was dressed as like a noble or something. He's like, I think he like scoffed at that. He's like, a fucking noble? You're calling me a noble? Like, what the fuck? These people, he feels uncomfortable around these people because he's been murdering this village this whole time. And then he, as he's like leaving or something, I think someone tells him, or he catches wind or something, that like, oh, a lot of the guys in the village and DCH, that's Depressed Coconut Head, went to go get the Beast. We're gonna go fucking take him out finally. We're gonna use all our strength to get him. And so he's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go back because white-haired girl is just there. And I'm not there. I'm the person they want, and yet I'm not there. This is gonna be bad. And basically, I think they got there first to the mansion or whatever, and they basically killed the white-haired girl, as far as I understand. They killed her. Either, I don't think they thought she was the Beast or anything. I think they were just like, we're gonna take her out because she associates with the Beast Man, so this is us exacting revenge kind of thing. I think at some point the maid was like, oh man, the white-haired girl kept you tied down insane. And he goes, I'm gonna fucking murder you all. I'm so insane now because the love of my life is gone and everything sucks. And so he murders. And there's a lot of murdering, I think. Yeah, murder. And then we go back to the closest thing we have to like a meta level where it's like the maid is like, oh, wasn't that fucking crazy? Look at all that shit. And we're like, aren't you, master, so happy? And I'm like, I guess. I love seeing these stories. And then we were walking to the third door, and then we got this weird mirror bit, and I thought the mirror was going to be the third door, but then it was just like a weird side bit where we saw like a long-haired dude, and he had a candle, and there was some lady in there, but I forget her name. I think it was Genevieve or something like that. Giselle? Michelle? Giselle. I was pretty close with Genevieve. Okay, so Giselle, and she meets up with the guy with the candle, and they talk about the stained glass window. Oh, Mikhail is the guy. Correct, you're so right. Okay, so yeah, he has a candle, and they see the stained glass window, and they have a little back and forth, but not a lot is disclosed, so maybe it's just like a foreshadowing for a future event or something. I don't really know. And then we come out of the out of the mirror, and the maid does a weird swirly face trick thing, like a party trick with her face, and it creeped me out. But they didn't really draw attention to it or anything. They kind of just did it, and then there was no explanation, and then it seemingly went back to normal at some point. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Then we go through the third door, the official door. Oh shit, we're in modern times. We meet a dude who kind of really sucks. And we learn that he's abusive towards this era's white-haired girl. So we get a third white-haired girl. And her dress, honestly, her fit is actually kind of pretty dope. I kind of like it. I like everything about this era that's kind of going on in this door, except for the guy that we're unfortunately paired up with. Very unfortunate. So we see their dynamic. It was an arranged marriage, white-haired girl, and whatever the fucking the guy's name is, I don't really care. He's just an abusive guy. And he's like, oh, I love investing or something. That's his whole thing. And he came up in money, and he gets money, and he's got money, and he invests and shit. And she's works at the house or whatever. Jacopo. Thank you. I'm always terrible with names. And so she's like, all the other maids in this house hate her apparently, except for Maria. Maria is a friend of hers. So Maria is friends with the white-haired girl, also like a fellow maid person. And they go off into a room, and Maria's like, oi, govna, don't take shit from other people. Oi. And then the white-haired girl's like, we're alone. You can drop the properness and the accent or whatever. And then Maria was like, oh, thank fucking God. I hated doing that. And she's also like, you can drop the act as well, or the accent. And then the white-haired girl was like, this is how I always am. What are you talking about? And I don't know if that was like supposed to be a thing, or like a little funny moment, or like that means something. But I was like, okay. Like, if you were friends or something, wouldn't you know that that's how she always is or something? I don't know what the hell was going on there. And then the white-haired girl was like, oh man, let's reminisce about this time that this Jacopo was a really nice guy. And the arranged marriage was great. And we had this nice, like, what do you call it when you get married and then you go on a little trip? Thing? Why is that word escaping me? Whatever that word is. Honeymoon kind of thing. That's what I'm looking for. Honeymoon. Honeymoon. I came up with that. Chad didn't tell me that. Let the record show. Let the VOD show. So then they're like, we got married and let's go into town and go shopping or something. And she tells a story that just sucks. It's like basically like almost like pre-Stockholm syndrome type thing where you're like, she's like, oh, he was so nice when he did it. And then she proceeds to tell the story where this guy kind of just sucks. And we're like, as the reader, we're like, okay, great. I hate it. And then they went to, it doesn't, I don't think it really matters. They went to a shop. There was a little like motion, little wheel, little trick toy thing that they were looking at and spent a long time talking about, like how they still images create motion or whatever. I don't, it's whatever. And I think that's basically all we did. Did my controller go out of batteries? Yeah, it did. Huh. So we'll read for a couple hours tonight. You're not going to get more than like a couple hours though out of me. Because we're starting so late. Expect more on Friday though. Where were we? Oh, you can't. They do the thing where you can't see the rest of the log if you boot up a save. Alright, this is something that actually happened to another maid. She heard a sound in the middle of the night. A sound like dripping water. At first, she thought it was raining. She looked through the window, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky to cover the stars. Maybe it's a faucet, she thought, so she stepped out of her room and into the corridor. Compared to her room, it was unearthly chilly. The maid regretted not bringing something to cover herself with. But that didn't make any sense. Normally, the temperature wasn't that much colder outside her room. Her night clothes had always been more than enough for a trip to the lavatory. Wondering what the reason could be, she made her way toward the sound, but then she realized something. There were no faucets in the direction she was going. Rather, she was headed toward a hall. The mansion where she served had many halls, but this one was off in a far corner of the house, the least used hall of them all. It had a high roof, but not a lot of space, so it was difficult to make good use of. It also had a somewhat heavy air to it, a very curious room. It was the kind of place you might assign someone to clean as part of their hazing. Anyway, when the maid realized the sound was coming from that particular hall, she, as you might expect, let out an uncomfortable sigh. But there might be a leak, and having noticed, she couldn't simply ignore it, you know? So, as much as she hesitated, she pushed open the doors to the hall. There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains anywhere to be found. But she could still hear the sound, drip, drip, getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room, looking left, then right, then left again, she searched for the source of the sound. Coming to a stop in the center of the hall, she stood there, still, quiet, and then, a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. With a little yelp, she reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily, tilted her head backward. Oh. And there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling. Go! Oh, they're telling like a story. Bah! That's rich. Amazing. Oh my god, you scream like a little girl. Maria, you little... I forgot what voice I gave him, but it doesn't matter. My god, are you men or children? This is my house, and I would rather you didn't talk about it like that. Whose words were those again? Shut your mouth. How do you know about that? Were you eavesdropping? And another thing, I do not care for the sort of stupid, fantastical tales you women so love to pass around. Because they scare you? Ah, you've never been able to handle anything scary, Jacopo. Grrr. Whoa, don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sides. So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe? Acting tough after the fact just makes you look like twice as much of a wuss. Well, I mean, I did make up a good half of it, but the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night. And it came from the back hall of this very mansion. Did you know? They say it used to be a chapel. Again, I have no interest in you women's little ghost stories. Is that so? Sure you're not just scared? Just not more. Maria? Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion, and it's had a lot of work done on it. Kind of feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from all different time periods. Back hall is one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly there used to be stained glass in it. It was a depiction of an archangel, they say. Such a shame. Wonder when it was broken. If it were still there, better be worth a fortune. I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion? You got a point, I guess. Now how about you do some actual work instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense? I do work, but the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know? Dealing with other women is like walking on glass. Am I to blame for that? What if I said you were? Don't give me that look. They're just not fond of me. Simple as that. Nothing you can do about it. Is that so? Oh yeah, I was talking to the madam and she was telling me you used to be quite the gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? Sure, don't act like it, so it's easy to miss, but I guess you're not made entirely out of steel. Just like when you were younger, you're still... Do not speak of that. The past is not worth remembering. It is unnecessary. So to you, the past exists just to be cast aside? Nah, it's not important. You don't want me to talk about it. I won't talk about it. But your wife... Never mind. I'll leave you be. I'll have to get back to work soon, or I'll be staring down the head maid's arctic smile. Alright. If the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by and we can trade more ghost stories. What's going on here between these characters? What's going on? Thoughts? If the fancy... I already read that. Maria. What? No ghost stories? No, not that. I've not forgotten those days. But, no, it's... I don't know. Why are we starting off the night with this? Why are we starting off the night with this? I don't like this. I'll be off then. Alright. If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we can trade something other than ghost stories. Dude! Huh, what'd I tell you? I'll consider it. Goodbye. God damn it. Same. I'm saying that word too. Can't escape anything. Oh, man. Ah, they've grown to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one? Well, hello there. Out for a midnight stroll, are you? Quite the peculiar hobby, madam. I cannot spend as much time as I would like outside during the day, so I end up coming out at night. I apologize if I startled you. Oh no, not at all. There is a chilling, captivating beauty to the sight of your snow-white form standing there in the moonlit garden. I would hardly... what are you doing out so late? I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it my responsibility to ensure they did not break in. It was also the middle of the night when the grocer's servant broke into their safe. News of that spread quite far. I'm sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Gamache was imprisoned some time ago. Dear me, cannot seem to get my head out of the past. Do you intend to give that white rose to someone? Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband. While I expect he has little fondness for such feminine tastes, the scent of flowers has a truly calming effect. He might find it relaxing when he needs a reprieve from his work. Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give you was the same shade of white. Oh? He? But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red. Okay. Oh. There was but a single white rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as he had wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you. What exactly are you referring to? Oh dear, do you not remember? Then am I to assume you have forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well? He was unable to give that to you either. But that time because you rejected the gift. I'm not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in this garden. Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, and in their place grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. Many, many years later, that accessory was dug up by a beast. And curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it. A beast? You do not remember him either? Okay, so what is the maid trying to accomplish here? She's clearly, as we've discussed now multiple parts throughout this, the maid understands all these stories are connected and time periods and everything, and she's talking about the white-haired girl, and we see the white-haired girl as the reader constantly in these different eras, but the white-haired girl herself either is struggling to remember that she is tied somehow, or is the same person, or is at least the same spirit, or the same body, or the same something, to all these different eras. And so the maid is trying to, like, we saw in the second door, and now we're seeing in the third door, where she's kind of like trying to, like, for one reason or another, trying to get her to remember the past, or these other stories that we've been reading. So it's not really, like, working. Can't hang tonight about it. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. You have a good one. You have a nice rest of your night. What's left of it. So yeah, the maid says, you do not remember him either? The foreign man who, through his interaction with you, almost regained his humanity? I'm sorry. I have no idea what you speak of. The only gift I've ever received from a man is my Fennicus wheel. That's what it was called. And furthermore, I have only lived in this mansion for a year. While the garden was not as thriving as it is now, it was certainly not in ruins when I arrived. At the end of this game, it's going to be... I'm trying to think of a reference. What's the best reference I could make? And by best, I mean the dumbest reference. It's going to be like one of those seasons of, like, Power Rangers, where every Red Ranger, like, came through some, like, time portal shit or something to defeat a very tough enemy. And so, like, every season's Red Power Ranger was all on one screen. We're going to have all the white-haired girls, all the white-haired people of all these eras join forces, and I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to either fight the maid here, maybe or the abusers in each of these eras, maybe the bad people. the combined power of all the white-haired maids. Anyway, the maid, because I had been taking care of it, yes. But, for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it into anything quite as splendid as it is now. Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. I promise I am not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you are different than before. Different, though not in the sense you are a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name again? My name is... Yes, but you should already know that. Again? Wait, let me see this. Oh yeah, okay. More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for? What are you talking about? I've met you many times, and I know of your past, of events that transpired long, long ago. I'm telling you the truth. I first came to this mansion just a year ago. Until then, I'd never left my country or even set foot out of my own house. We did not have any servants either. So where, then, are you saying we met? This mansion, of course. But I'm telling the truth. It was a year ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth. That is what you remember, and I do not doubt you. But I also suspect I know why you seem so flustered. Are there moments when your memories seem hazy? When it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks? You needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. One day. One day. Then you'll be unstoppable. When you can remember all these past sad stories, you will become unstoppable. What the hell is this? A white rose? Did she leave this here? A flower? What does she think she's doing? Is she trying to aggravate me? That garden. That damn rose garden is the whole problem. Flowers serve no purpose but to deceive. That garden is a sign of weakness. Has no place in this house. Alright. You're a bucket of fun. Approximately a week had passed since then. The white-haired girl was, as usual, spending her time in her room reading, staying inside the house. Then, Maria barged in. Madam! Madam! Oh my, you're out of breath. What happened? What happened is we have a big problem. The garden. The rose garden. The garden? All the roses you put so much love and care into growing are being chopped down. We'll lose them all if we don't hurry. Asshole. Upon hearing the news, the white-haired girl dashed from her room and toward the garden, with Maria following close behind. When she arrived, she saw a dozen or so sweaty, rugged men at work, Jacopo shouting orders. The men clearly had no concept of how much a single flower was worth, no concern whatsoever for their beauty. For they mercilessly, thoughtlessly hacked away at the shrubs like they were naught but weeds. Each flower they tore from the earth extinguished another of the many lives the white-haired girl had put so much time and effort into tending for. Jacopo, what are you? Oh, hello, Maria. Didn't expect you would come with her. Why would you do... Why? Why, it goes without saying. This house has no need of a garden. Damn flowers have no place here. I hate this guy. Might as well do something worthwhile with the soil. A miniature railroad would be a better use of the space. Certainly a great deal easier on the eyes. I could even get my hands on some genuine wheels. Same wheels being used on the revolutionary Transcontinental Railroad. 10 or 20 years down the line, they'll be worth a fortune. Jacopo, you know how much this garden meant to me, don't you? Did it honestly have no place here? Flowers have a calming effect on people. They give you peace. They are not by any means worthless. So you're saying that white rose was your passive-aggressive way of telling me to calm down? Not at all. I simply thought you... At the end of the day, you're just using them for your own purposes. To trick and deceive. To you, this rose garden was nothing but... Jacopo, you've gone too far. This isn't right. Gone too far. This is my mansion. What I do with my property is my business. With that rose arch out of the picture, we'll have a much better view. There won't be anything blocking the sun any longer. Weren't you supposed to be sensitive to sunlight? Spend too much time out here and you're liable to fall ill. Get back inside now. You too, Maria. Damn. The poor thing, though she did not say a word, was surely thinking, are you truly that determined to rob me of my sanctuary? The words twirled around in her head, unable to make the final journey to her lips. She stood there, looking down at her own feet as her husband marched off, and listened to the screams of the roses being reaped. After being torn down by Jacopo, the garden reverted to a state of ruined desolation. A shame, after all the work that went into restoring it to the beauty it had under the flaxen-haired family. And as Jacopo had said, in its place went scraps of metal, train wheels, prototype models, carbon rods. These items may have had value for him, but I certainly do not think it was worth robbing his wife of a place that made her feel comfortable just so he could store them there. Besides, I was rather fond of the rose garden myself. The roses seemed to evoke a sense of nostalgia in me. I felt as though, somewhere far beyond the edge of my memories, I'd seen another garden of roses, modest though it may have been, but I cannot remember when it was. Does it come as a surprise to you? I am quite sure there are periods of the mansion's history of which I am not aware. But in any case, Jacopo had caused many people great pain in order to repurpose that garden for himself, and he continued to walk all over his wife. Whenever she tried to do something kind for him, he would brush her off, saying, "That's not your place." He paid no mind whatsoever to the looks of dejection that rose to her face each time he rejected her. I was beginning to wonder if anything she had said about the man he had been a year earlier was actually true. And if it was true, could a person really go through such a drastic change of heart in such a short time? What do you think, Master? No. I've spoken enough about me already. I seem to be talking a lot about myself this time. But that is hardly appropriate behavior for a maid. Now, let's return to our tale. That evening, the white-haired girl sat in her room staring sorrowfully at her Phoenicus wheel. A small mirror before her, she tried spinning the paper disc, but it was just not the same as before. No, the wheel that brought her so much happiness. Her husband was not there at her side, and even more critically, there was not a smile on her face. And then, she heard a faint knock on her door. "Who is it?" "It's me, madam. It's me. May I come in?" "Oh, Maria. Of course, come in. What are you doing here at this time of night?" "Was just wondering how you were doing. Should I have left you alone?" "Oh, it's no trouble at all. I'm always glad to have you." "You're making me blush, madam. I got the feeling you were a little down in the dumps, so I'm not here because I need to be. I just kind of ended up here, I guess." "Maria." "Sorry, I'm not making any sense. I can be a bit of a busybody, you know? Troubled with boundaries, I guess. Never been able to fix that." No, I don't consider you intrusive at all. Cannot count how many times your bright smile and cheerful energy have shone a light on me when things are dark." I have a feeling that these words are not going to be holding true for very much longer. I'm just taking a bet. I'm just taking a bet here. "If I didn't have you, I would have given up already. You seem to see right through me. Even now, you are exactly right. I'm feeling a little dispirited. That garden was an even bigger life raft than I thought. Perhaps I'm being overly dramatic, but the roses were almost like children to me." "I get it. I do. You put your heart and soul into tending that garden. It was obvious how much you loved them. Of course, it's gonna hurt watching a bunch of men stomp all over your flowers when you cared for them like your own children. Now, I know I said this once already, but you don't need to force yourself to put up with him, really. You don't have to bend to his will just because you're a woman." Oh wait, I didn't even put this together. In the last stream, wasn't Maria also kind of angling for her to be like, hey, you should try to like leave the relationship? And now that we know something might be happening, now it might not be being told as like a nicety. This might not be a friend telling a friend, hey, you don't have to be in an abusive relationship. This is potentially, if I'm seeing this right, if I'm seeing what's being laid out to me, this is Maria angling, trying to break up a relationship. Am I seeing that correctly? This is bullshit. Maria? I thought Maria was cool. Now, it's like not cool. But also, it's tough because you're like, she's also, maybe, if I'm seeing this correctly, She is trying to end a potentially abusive relationship, but it's to her benefit, seemingly, too. It's not just out of the goodness of helping a friend. It's also maybe trying to get like a guilt-free separation of that relationship so Maria can move in. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. I don't know. Something doesn't feel right. And I forgot about it. I didn't even hit it in my recap that she was telling her, I think in the first or last stream of this, that like she was like, oh, you know, this relationship, it's not so good. So many thoughts. Anyway, Maria says, you don't have to bend to his will just because you're a woman. You can survive without him. Anytime you want to walk away, that's your choice. I mean, I'd sure be lonely if you left, madam. But your happiness is more important than any of that. So, you know. Thank you, Maria. I truly do appreciate it. But I would still like to wait for the day I can see his warm smile once more. If you say so. Well, in that case, guess I'll just have to be there to back you up. It'll be alright. You leave everything to this holy virgin. I'll have a stupid grin on my face no matter how down you're feeling. You really are the reincarnation of the Mother of God, aren't you? Oh, you. I told you, it's just a joke. Whatever. So hey, madam, how about a dance? Dance? At this time of night? Yep, and since it's so late, no loud music. All you get is a little whistling courtesy of me. But this room is too small for... We'll use the Great Hall. Wouldn't that put us in everyone else's way? He would probably complain about the noise too. No need to worry. Jacopo's out inspecting some factory or something today. After that, he's got a meeting, so he'll be staying the night elsewhere. The rest of the maids are in their rooms chatting away. No one will notice. Where I come from, we dance all the time. We take, eat, drink, and be merry to heart. No food or drink for us, but we absolutely can't dance. Dancing's a great way to forget all your cares. I'm not much of a dancer. No big deal. Nobody's watching. Come on, put on a little fancy perfume and let's have some fun. I don't have any perfume, though. Didn't think so. Got all the right ingredients, madam, but you don't try to make anything special out of them. You got so much potential, but not even a decent-sized wardrobe. At the very least, you should wear some perfume. Which is why... Ta-da! I brought some with me. The maids are in love with this stuff. It's a big hit with women all over the country. Base is vanilla. It's got several other fragrances mixed in. Give it a try. It smells divine. But Maria, Come on, what's the harm? Just a little splash on your wrist, like so. What do you think? You were right. It smells wonderful. Doesn't it? So you like it? Yes, very much so. Excellent. Now, off we go, to the Great Hall. I feel like this is a setup of some kind. I don't like where this is heading. I'm now so skeptical of everything. Now, two doors into our third door, and I'm skeptical of everyone. Everyone that is not the white-haired girl in every story I cannot trust. Everyone is shady as shit. Everyone's got an agenda. Everyone's got problems. Everyone's bad. Are we really going to dance? You bet your butt we are. It's not healthy to hole up in your room all day. I know you can't handle a lot of sunlight, but you still gotta have some fun and move your body. Come on, let's go. Oh, Maria. Though she looked outwardly uncertain as Maria led her forward, hand around her wrist, the white-haired girl seemed to be enjoying herself on the inside. Having spent her life without a single friend, she never dreamed the day would come when she would find herself being dragged through the empty halls of a dark mansion by another woman. Maria's presence seemed to shine a light upon the quiet corridor. It would have been a very lonely trek without her. Maria spun around, gave an impish smirk, and raised her pointer finger to her lips with a soft shh. The sight of it caused the white-haired girl to chuckle quietly. Two of them, on their way to their secret private ball, were like two adolescent girls. In short order, they arrived at the Great Hall. My heart was pounding all the way here. What's there to be nervous about? It's not like you're breaking any rules. Only kids get in trouble for staying up late. Once you've grown up, you're responsible for yourself. I will say, though, that it seems rather odd for two women to dance together. Wait a second. Now I just put this together again. I put another thing together. And I didn't even... I kept saying it, but I didn't put it together from the second door. We are potentially seeing the setup and the execution of another love triangle. And technically speaking, I didn't say the words, but I kept saying in the second door it was technically a love triangle, especially if my theory was correct. And then the first door, definitely was the love triangle situation. Are these just all stories about unfortunate love triangles? What the hell is this all about? We have 3 different love triangles, 3 different years. What's with the white-haired girl and this mansion and love triangles going on? I feel so stupid. I'm only just now seeing that because obviously I pointed out the love triangle-ness in the first door. And then I pointed it out, but I didn't say love triangle in the second door. But that's exactly what it was. It was Pauline and Yukimasa and the white hair girl. And then in this one, seemingly, it seems like we're setting up white hair girl, Pinocchio, and whatever the fuck his name is, and Maria here. That's crazy. What is going on? This is crazy. I feel so stupid because it seems like it was like smacking me in the face and I only kind of like just saw it. Even though I was technically pointing it out earlier. Everything is a love triangle. Oops, all love triangles edition. Why? Does it mean something? Or is that just... now my mind's like fucking racing. Is there a deeper meaning for that all? Is that just the theme of this place? Sorry about pausing and reading. I'm just now thinking, okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information now that I connected it. I had the information, I just wasn't connecting it. Honestly, white-haired girl and Maria should just leave Pinocchio and then just like they should just go off. I don't know what Maria is angling for. Who is Maria angling for? I mean, would she... I mean, I hope so. I don't know. I always wonder when you're reading like a visual novel. I know I know of people that would rather hear thoughts and stuff. And then but I bet there are some people that are like, just fucking read the words. I don't know. I will probably be answered here shortly. Okay. I will say, though, that it seems rather odd for two women to dance together. Oh? If you're having a good time, what does it matter what's between your legs? Where I come from, there's dances with families lock arms in a big ring and go round in circles. So who says two girls can't have some fun together? I imagine you had many good moments with your family. Well, don't have a family anymore. What? Alright, so I'll show you how it's done. Watch carefully, because you're up next. Okay. With a wide grin on her face, Maria began whistling softly and prancing across the floor with an energetic rhythm. It was not the kind of complicated dance you'd see at fancy parties. The motions were simple, flowing, unembellished. A folk dance, I suppose you might call it. She seemed to be improvising a little bit as well. But in any event, the white-haired girl was captivated. Despite it being a sequence of steps anyone could replicate, Maria breathed life into the dance. She was neither as lithe as an acrobat, nor as light on her feet as a professional dancer. Worst comes to worst, the reader can always skip commentary, or she can't add it back in once removed. True. True. She was her own, lively, beautiful self. Maria twirled in place, the skirt of her maid uniform billowing gently up around her. With a smile, she extended her hand toward the white-haired girl. She hesitated for a moment, but as if being pulled forward by some invisible force, she took Maria's hand. Hand in hand, Maria ushered the white-haired girl into her dance. It was just the two of them, but you could almost see the crowd forming around them. The other people stepping up to join in. That's it, madam. Doing great. Now lift your leg up, good, and spin like so. This is not easy, Maria. I'm having trouble following along. You can do it. Looking good so far. You're a natural, madam. Oh, Maria. I won't fall for your flattery. I mean it. The whispers of the two girls. Their muffled laughs. Step, hop, step, step. The rustling of fabric. Many different soft sounds layered atop one another, creating a little bubble of happiness in the center of the hall. The white-haired girl's movements were a great deal clumsier than Maria's, but Maria would never disparage her for that. On the contrary, she showered her with praise. As flustered as the white-haired girl appeared, I imagine she was quite pleased. Before long, the tightness in her face muscles loosened, smiles spread across her lips, and she began to brighten up. See? What'd I tell ya? Fun, huh? Yes, I'm quite surprised. Both that I can dance and that I enjoy doing it so much. Ha ha ha, glad to hear it. They exchanged looks and both laughed. That might have been the first time I'd ever seen the white-haired girl so delighted. However, because of her infirmity, she quickly found herself out of breath, her porcelain skin flushed red. Maria immediately stopped for a break. She could surely have continued dancing for some time yet, but Maria was conscientious of the white-haired girl's physical condition. She looked over at Maria regretfully. My apologies, if only I had more stamina. I'm hardly a suitable partner for you, Maria. Sure you are. This is all to cheer you up, madam, so as long as you're having fun, nothing else matters. And heck, I'm enjoying myself plenty too. What do you think? Wouldn't it be nice to do this again sometime? Whenever you're feeling down, let's dance. If you really do enjoy dancing with a frail girl like me, then I would be glad to. Have a little more confidence in yourself, madam. You're so pretty and kind-hearted. Oh, she's making the moves. She's making moves. I have loads of fun when I'm with you, so you don't need to be so hard on yourself, got it? Thank you. The pleasure is mine. 'Tis an absolute honor to have the rare opportunity to see such a bright smile on your face, madam. My apologies for keeping you out so late. I should get back to my room. Oh, didn't even realize what time it was. I'm more than up for a little more gum flapping. You have improved my mood more than adequately. I would not want you to be tired for work tomorrow. Okay. Well then, let's get out of here. Yes, let's. Smiles on both of their faces, they made to exit the great hall. However, before they reached the door, it swung open. A man's towering shadow cast the two women into darkness, his cold, bitter glare fixed on them. If I'd had even the faintest premonition this might happen, I would have done anything in my power to stop the two cheery girls on their way to the hall. But I'm eternally powerless. What are you doing? Ow. The wet blanket, the unfun piece of shit is here. Standing before them in the doorway is the master of the house, Jacopo. I thought you would not be back until tomorrow. Oh, that's not something you should say. You shouldn't admit that you were doing something because you thought that they weren't around to get caught. You know what I mean? At that point, you just own up and say, we were doing a thing. But you don't say, we were doing a thing because we didn't think you were here and we thought we could get away with it. Come on, white-haired girl. Come on. And how would you know that? No, forget that. Does my staying the night elsewhere have any effect on you? You were just waiting for this opportunity, weren't you? No. What would I possibly want you out of the house for? I'm sure you know better than anyone. What? What is that smell? Perfume? When did you get perfume? And I have to say, you seem to be having quite the time. Look at you. You're out of breath, red as a beet. I made the right decision coming back. Where the hell were you going? No, I wasn't going. Jacopo? Calm down, seriously. You shut it. Now you're taking this tramp's side? I have told you before, you are not to leave this house without first consulting me. Or do you mean to tell me you've forgotten? God, your ears aren't just for show, alright? They're better than that. They'll even throw out the parts you don't want to hear. No, I swear I was not doing anything you... Silence! I have no interest in your excuses. You're always watching from the shadows, observing, trying not to step on anyone's toes. In the back of your mind, you're mocking me. No, Listen up and listen good. You just try stepping out of line again. You just try disgracing me again. You will not get away with it. For the love of God, get back to your room now. You too, Maria. All right. God, what is this sickeningly sweet smell? How utterly infuriating. It'll take forever to get this off me. I always thought you had at least some sense of taste. Damn. Why did he have to disparage her so? What did she do wrong? What did she do to deserve that? She did nothing whatsoever wrong. She deserved none of the ridicule he showered her with. However, she was not a strong-willed woman. She did not have the courage to retort to the man yelling at her. And neither did Maria, it seemed. Without another word, they both scrambled out of the great hall, away from Jacopo. The white-haired girl was a painfully miserable sight to behold. The cheer had drained from her spirit, and the rosy hue from her now pale cheeks. She was hunched forward slightly, looking like a small, scared animal. Say, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. If I hadn't asked you to dance, and me bringing the perfume only made things worse. No, you need not feel bad about anything, Maria. Everything you did was with my best interest at heart. So, don't worry. I will be fine. So, madam, I'll clear everything up. I really am to blame, after all. He wouldn't even give you the time of day if you tried. He's a stubborn little shit when he's mad. I'll talk to him. He's more likely to listen to me. I'll make sure he knows he was jumping to conclusions, that I'm the one who dragged you out there to dance, and also that I forced you to wear the perfume. I'll clear everything up, okay? So please, you cheer up. I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. I don't trust Maria. I don't trust anyone. No one in this game is worthy of my trust. Except every iteration of the white-haired girl. That's it. It would be best if I could tell him myself. But yes, you are right. He would likely not listen to me. He rarely ever listens to me. I should be ashamed. I cannot even hold a simple conversation with my own husband. These things happen, you know? It's not easy being married. In a lot of ways. Yes, you're right. I apologize for having you do something so unpleasant, but I would appreciate that. Oh, no problem. I'm happy to. No need to apologize. I've got this. I'll dunk his head in cold water until he's not blowing steam from his ears anymore. I'll cool him down, promise. And you never know. Maybe he'll be open to listening. You could be back to the way you were a year ago in no time. Don't you worry. I'll take care of it, madam. Be positive. You look so much better with a smile on your face. All right. Thank you. I doubted Jacopo would listen, even coming from Maria, and I imagine the white-haired girl felt much the same. However, she grabbed onto that sliver of hope. She let herself dream. She let herself believe, even just faintly, that everything would go well. Such is human nature. When uncertainty has you in its clutches, you grasp at whatever hope you can find to keep yourself afloat. That night, she did not sleep. She was afraid that even in her dreams, Jacopo would be shouting at her. She felt as though her memories of a year prior were beginning to crumble away. Ah. Sorry, I was sneezing. Okay. I sneezed at the right time, though. And muted myself in time. Alright, let's do another. The next morning, Jacopo stood alone in the den by the billiards table. He appeared to be rather agitated. His face was twisted into a frown, his pointer finger tapping restlessly against the hard surface of the table. Evidently no longer able to stay in one place, he paced a circle around the table, then swiped up a rack and a cue, setting up a game of 9-ball. I'm not intimately familiar with the ways by which men entertain themselves, but in truth, I was bewitched by the sight of him leaning over the table. It almost seemed as though a steel rod ran straight from his shoulder to the tip of his outstretched finger, upon which the cue was secured by another finger looped over it. With a smooth, flowing motion, he thrust the cue forward slightly, pulling it back and repeating the process once more, before ramming it into the cue ball, sending it rolling into the diamond of colored balls. A chorus of clicks and clacks emanated from the center of the room. Balls collided with one another and ricocheted off the cushioned walls, a few landing in the pockets situated around the edge of the table. Jacopo appeared to have accomplished this with little trouble, but I imagine merely striking the cue ball with the stick would be rather difficult for someone inexperienced. But despite his accomplishment, it seemed to only exacerbate his agitation. Lousy positioning, he muttered, though I hadn't the faintest idea what he was talking about. What should have been a game for his enjoyment, he went about with a constant look of exasperation. I suspect he was using it as a way to blow off steam, and as a result, the tension in the air was palpable. I felt it would be improper to intrude upon him, even considering my distaste for the man. There was an undeniable beauty in every motion he made, every perfectly audible clack of billiards ball bouncing off one another. It was an enchanting sight. But then, someone without the slightest regard or appreciation for beauty came marching in with a hammer to shatter it like glass. Gotta say, it was pretty impressive. A man leaned against the frame of the door open. He was neither a resident nor a worker of the mansion. The man's face was covered in scraggly stubble, his body draped in grime-caked garments. His eyes were sunken so deep it was as though I was looking at a fleshless skull, though there was a feral glimmer in them. Needless to say, he was not prim and proper. How long have you been there? Tommaso? Not long, but man, I can't help laughing. You were completely in your own world there. What do you want? And why didn't you send a maid for me? Don't be such a hard ass. We ain't strangers, man. Why should family have to go through the maids to you? That just ain't right, brother. Your doors should always be open for family. Enough. I'm not your family. We're bound by something even stronger than blood. By our family, our Koska. Don't. You only ever bring up the Koska. Costco? When it's in your interest. Ooh, scary. Come on now, what happened to you, little Jack? Where'd the little boy who used to call me Uncle Tommy go? Don't you dare use that godforsaken name. Get the hell out of my sight. What in God's name are you doing here? The man hailed from the same country as Jacopo. They had a peculiar relationship. Though they were not blood related, he referred to Jacopo as family. They came from a sunny island in the Mediterranean Sea, a place of many unique customs, and an entire underground society. Koska was a word that originated from and referred to those underworld families. It would be another 30 or so years before organizations like theirs received much public attention. At the time, they were not widely known. Just a short step into the future, and they would grow so powerful the very mention of them would send a chill through the room. Hey now, it's no way to talk to a fellow Berzati. You're on the short list to become the next capo famiglia. This is mi famiglia. No, capo familia. I don't know, probably butchering it. It's fine. We respect our brothers. That's how we operate. I could go home and say you threw me out of your house. How'd you like those rumors to spread? The soon-to-be capo familia wouldn't even listen to a little request. I very much doubt anything you said could damage my reputation. I ain't been exiled yet. As long as I'm still one of them, they won't ignore me. Ooh, that's some mighty fine-looking whiskey you got there. Don't mind if I do. Nothing here's for you to drink. Booze is my lifeblood, man. No love for a brother? You worthless leech. It surely won't be long before you find yourself in exile. If you're lucky enough to get off the hook with just exile, that is. Child could snap that scrawny neck of yours. If I'm gonna go, I'd rather go tied up, tortured for days, covered in tiny little cuts from head to toe. You sick bastard. You disgust me. Call me a carnal adventurer. I despise the mundane. Last thing I want is to go out like a wet fart. Is this what you came for? To waste my time with your insipid nonsense? Oh, hardly. Surely you have an idea what I'm here for, and how much I need. You damned maggot. A worthless leech, sick bastard, and a damn maggot. What are the names you got up your sleeve for me? You son of a... Do you honestly think this is how you ask for a favor? Oops, excuse me. Beg of thee, oh esteemed future capo familia. I'm bone broke, not even enough money to put bread on the table. Could you spare a little bit for a brother? You brought this on yourself, I'm sure. I hear more than enough stories about you, and hardly any of them pleasant. Drinking, gambling, debauchery. I'm humiliated to be in the same Koska as you. You want to make money playing, you gotta learn the game first. Says the worm who played himself into oblivion. Now, do you honestly believe I'll give you anything? Oh, but you will. Got no choice. Koska rules. You're required to help a fellow countryman. Especially considering how few of us there are stranded on this colossal landmass. You won't even notice the money's missing. It ain't because you can't, but because you don't wanna. But Jacopo, being a tight ass does nothing for you. Me coming for you to help keeps your good name clean. That's the thing about being boss. You quietly keep little shits like me out of trouble, so that trouble don't come raining back on you. You do not seem to understand your place. Rather than lecturing me, you should be on your hands and knees begging and crying for my help. If that's what you want, I'll gladly comply. Happy to kiss your boots while I'm at it. Don't even think about it. Know this, there won't be a second time. I will be reporting your conduct to the family back home. I look forward to seeing how they deal with you. Just try to have a little mercy, would you? Hey, is there a maid around? Doesn't matter who. How may I serve you, master? Get a single stack from the safe. Here's the key. Goes without saying, but don't touch anything else. Give the money to that man, as you're escorting him out the door. As you wish. Is that all you needed? Yes, now get to it. Very well, excuse me. Well, it's one look of a maid you got there. There's something, I don't know, eerie, strange about her. Fancy that. We agree on something. How long has she been working here? Couldn't tell you. As I recall, she came with the house. Is that the kind of woman you fancy? A gal you can't read will always be interesting. Is that so? Now that he mentions it, how old is that woman? How old is she? It doesn't make sense. Though I suppose it doesn't much matter. Oh yeah, Jacopo. One other thing I want to talk to you about. What is it this time? And if it's more of your blather, I will shoot you dead where you stand. Now, no need for threats. This one's about your, better half. What about my wife? Well, to put it simply, yeah. She came to me asking for advice, looking a little distressed. My wife? Asked you for advice? Yup. From the sounds of it, you're pretty rough on the little lady. That just ain't right, man. I highly doubt that the white-haired girl went to Tommaso here. It's another setup. This is not right. You managed to snag yourself a broad that pretty. You ought to treat her at least a little better, you hear? She looks good with a smile. Gotta make her show it to you every once in a while. Why would she come to you about that? Don't ask me. Maybe she ain't got no one else to talk to. And you know, for whatever it's worth, I am part of the same Koska. Guessing she thought it'd get through to you easier? Really? You just have to put a little more thought into how you act around her. She'll be smiling for you like always. Oh yeah, got just the thing. I'm in love with this stuff. I'm sure she'll be thrilled. Is that perfume? Haven't you heard? Everyone's talking about it. I'm a big fan of the stuff too. Smells great. Pretty girl smiles at you wearing some of this. Any man would be in love in an instant. You've never given her nothing fashionable before, have you? May look just like scented water, but you can't let that fool you. Go on, give it to her. You like a nice smelling lady too, don't you? A little bit of scent can give a different flavor to your nighttime excitement. Vanilla. Well, said my piece, so I'll be taking my leave. Don't want to keep your maid waiting too long, get her on her bad side. Hold on, Tommaso. Why would she? Make it last. That's all the advice your Uncle Tommy has for you. Ciao. Wait, Tommaso. 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 Doesn't he just feel like a fool? I could go after him. It'd be a simple task to catch him, grab him by the neck, and make him tell me where he spoke with her and what she told him. But why? Why will my legs not move? Asking him for advice, fashionable perfume, her smile. She looks good with a smile. She'll be smiling for you like always. I can't be. She hardly ever smiles around me. But she'll smile for him? Last night, when she was short of breath, having such a grand time wearing that perfume, getting ready to leave the house. Just who was that smile for? God damn it. Don't you think I'll let you run free any longer? Oh, God, no! His eyebrows were furrowed, creating deep creases on his forehead. Several servants stood off to the side, watching their master attentively as he stomped past them down the corridor. Oh no! Oh God, we're gonna see a bad scene, aren't we? Brace yourselves. However, no one said a word to him. Had I not been preoccupied attending to his countrymen, I likely could have prevented it. The look on his face would have made it obvious something bad was about to happen. Something that would serve only to further her misfortune. She was already in a less than ideal situation, and it was perched on the edge of a hill, soon to begin rolling down into even worse territory. Jacopo? What's the matter? If you wanted to visit, you could have said something rather than coming in without knocking. Is that really necessary? Pardon? Oh, no! No! God, no! I didn't want to see it. Oh, God. Is there something you so desperately want to keep from me that I must knock before entering? That I should have to let you know in advance that I'm coming? What? What are you... Well, is there? You went to talk to him behind my back, I'm told. What'd you tell him? You moaned to him about my behavior? Oh, he's got a tuft of hair. Oh, God. That hurts. You told him I'm rough with you? You cried on his shoulder because I'm not nice enough? Him, of all people? Wait, Jacopo, you're mistaken. Let me... Silence. Not a word, not a single godforsaken word. The only thing that comes out of your mouth is excuses, lies, and fabrication. You put on this sweet, innocent little girl act, but what's really going through your head? Maybe I should just rip that mask off your face. Stop, Jacopo! You look down on me, your nobility, and I'm just a nobody who married into it. No, stop. Let go of me, please. When did it start? How long have you been seeing him? Who else have you been seeing? Covering yourself in fashionable perfume and smiling, even though you never smile around me? Please, let me go. God. I hate reading it. I can see it in your eyes. He's just a worthless commoner. Why would you think that? Why will you not listen to me? Silence. It's all your fault, every last thing. I tell you not to leave the house, but you do. I tell you to do as I say, but you ignore me. Every last thing you do drives me mad. I don't have time right now to deal with this, to rack my mind over you, over a woman. I don't have time for it. Why do you not do as I say? Do you not have enough already? Huh? Will you not be satisfied until you've taken even my arms and legs? I've given you money, clothing, everything. You have an incredible life. Look around you. The life of luxury you and your parents wanted. It's all right here. You have it. What more could you possibly want? Why do you insist on being unfaithful? Unfaithful? You think that what I am doing is unfaithful to you? How else should I describe it? You leave your room despite my ordering you not to. Don't think I don't know. When you came to the den the other day, you had your eyes on the other men. No, I did not. I had no such inclination. Enough. Not another word from you. I have no interest in your excuses. If that's how you're gonna act, then say goodbye to your freedom. You're forbidden from leaving the mansion, or your room for that matter, or even speaking to the servants. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make you a new room. Too many people come in and out of this one. It'll be somewhere quieter, out of the way. You like the garden? How about I put it there? If you leave that room without my permission, this time, I'll kill you. Ah, pleasant. Why? Why will you not listen to me? Jacopo, master of the house, likely loved the white-haired girl. That is what I saw in their exchange. Normally, love is supposed to be a sweet, warm, wonderful emotion. It makes you care for, value that person even more than yourself, but it was the exact opposite for him. I never knew that love could be such a painful thing. How did his love end up so twisted? What did he expect to happen by confining and abusing the woman he loved? Perhaps he was conscious of that. To be human is to sometimes find oneself driven by uncontrollable internal impulses. A few days later, Jacopo dragged the white-haired girl from her chamber and led her outside. The garden she had once loved was now a thing of the past. It had become a dreary space, nary a rose in sight, and being taken there did nothing to improve her mood, only saddened her further. The cold, gray piles of metal freckling the barren earth seemed to mock her. Her husband led her, lady of the house, to a shed that had been repurposed into a Spartan living area. She begged and pleaded, but Jacopo would not have it. He shoved her into the sad little shack and locked the door. How did things end up this way? Why? All I wanted was to go back to the way things used to be. For us, to be able to smile around each other. It had been several days since Jacopo had locked her in the shed, and her day-to-day life was only growing more arduous. She was under constant surveillance. The door was only unlocked to deliver her meals 3 times a day. And despite what an unfortunate situation their employer's wife found herself in, the maids chattered and gossiped and giggled freely. Not even in the shadows, out of her presence, the tactless young maidservants whispered directly to the white-haired girl when they brought her meals. "Look at you, madam, caged away like cattle." I could almost hear the sound of cracks foaming in her heart. Forming, not foaming. Cracks forming in her heart. I imagine she had gotten to the point where she was having difficulty merely holding herself together. She had done nothing wrong, and yet she was forced to live this life of insults and mockery, of ridicule. The only reason her tenuously held together spirit did not completely shatter was because she still had her one and only ally. The maid Maria volunteered to attend to the white-haired girl. Maria took over the duty of delivering her 3 meals, meaning the other maid stopped coming by, and that relieved the white-haired girl's mental and emotional stress considerably. Maria became her sole conversation partner, her sole companion. She did not leave as soon as meals were finished, instead remaining in the shed with the white-haired girl for some time. So, madam, how about a funny story? I flubbed up pretty hard the other day. You want to hear about that? So a couple days back, I didn't get enough sleep the previous night, right? I'm helping out in the kitchen, half awake, plating up some food. When I go to bring it out to the guests, my heart about leaps out of my mouth. Guess why? What I thought was a plate was actually an ashtray. Man, I was sweating like a pig. The guests didn't seem to notice, but the other maids were pale as ghosts the entire time. Just about everyone had themselves a case of the vapors. I got quite the tongue lashing at cleanup. Pretty funny, huh? Oh, did you... Sounds like it was a pretty bad day. Yeah. Hey, madam? I know there's not much point in telling you to cheer up right now, but I'm sure he won't keep you locked up forever. He's just a bit crabby for now. It'll be alright. Although, I guess this is a bit drastic for a temper tantrum. I'm sorry, madam. If only I'd pushed him a bit harder. If only I had a little more influence, you might not be in this situation. I thought I could be of some help, but I guess I'm not doing a great job of that. Of course not, Maria. You absolutely are. Just your being here takes a great weight off my shoulders. Still, though, I feel so worthless. Because I'm just a maid, I can't set you free. It's okay. I'm used to being imprisoned. What? What do you mean you're used to it? You never locked your door before. You're right. I'm not sure why, but I feel as though I have been in a similar predicament before, lacking freedom and contact with others for a long stretch of time. I'm sure it's simply the exhaustion getting to you, madam. No one should ever be used to living like this. Yes, I agree, and I pray things go back to the way they were soon. Has getting mad at him never crossed your mind? Getting mad? Yeah, you know, when he yells, you yell back. Let him know he's in the wrong. Never considered doing that? I guess you're not one to get angry, madam. Which would mean you're a better fit for the Holy Mother than me. Oh no. I do sometimes want to get angry. To tell you the truth, it's almost always going through my mind now. If I did raise my voice, perhaps he would listen to what I have to say. But when I'm standing there in front of him, and he starts shouting at me, I freeze up and end up not saying a word. I'm just such a pitiful woman. Everything about me. When I need to speak up most, stand up for myself, I cannot. Oh, don't look so down. That's not a bad thing, it's just you got a little bit of a pickle right now. It's got you in a little bit of a pickle. But I'll clear everything up with him, you hear me? In my mind, your modesty is a virtue. And the more I think about it, I can't even imagine you screaming. I like you better the way you are, reserved and ladylike. You can leave all the yelling to me. I'll do whatever I can to help you, madam. Were you able to clear up his confusion about the night when we were dancing? Oh, about that. Sorry, he just wouldn't hear it. I see. But I'm not throwing in the towel. I'll keep trying as long as it takes. So... Say, Maria, could I perhaps ask another favor? Huh? Yeah, sure, let me have it. I would like to write him a letter. A letter? Someone who lives in the same house? Yes. As things stand, I cannot simply go visit him on a whim. And I feel as though I could calmly express on paper things I'm unable to say to him face to face. I suspect I might have more luck that way. I also believe he would be more likely to maintain his composure reading my thoughts in a letter than hearing them from my mouth. With it, I can clear up all the confusion, and things can go back to the way they were. A letter, huh? Interesting. I'll write the letter, which I would like you to deliver to him. May I ask that of you? Absolutely, not a problem. Thank you, Maria. You are the only person I can count on, and I mean that. What is she planning? I feel like the letter is going to be some big move. Why? How did this happen? Why would she betray me? I wanted to give her a decently happy life. I didn't want to get violent with her. Yet, when I saw her face, when I heard what she had to say, I couldn't restrain myself. Guess what it comes down to is that no matter how you dress it up, I'm still a Berzati. There's never any way for this bloodline to give that girl happiness. God damn it. Why am I fretting over this nonsense? And I'm supposed to be the future head? Huh. Oh, remember the good times? An illusion. But they're dancing. They really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion, not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. Cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. You're right. It's a shame. Didn't think you actually would. But it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. It's almost frightening how much innocence rests within those hands. It's as if they've been completely cut off from all the world's filth. My hands, however, are soaked in blood. I fear that bringing her into my world may taint her. Am I capable of protecting this woman's purity? No, you are not. Forget about it. Forget about it, dude. And yet, as I watched her so joyously painting, joyously, I felt as though I had gotten close to her. I was the one being a child that day. Jacopo, it's me, Maria. Is it alright if I come in? Maria. It's fine, come in. Alrighty. Now here comes Maria. What is she doing? What is she doing? Color me surprised. I didn't think you'd let me in. Have I ever denied you access to my room? Nope, but you've been looking pretty glum lately. Never exactly been a cheery man. Sure enough. I know you just told me, you told me before not to talk about your wife, but I'm gonna stick my nose where it doesn't belong today. There's been a lot of chatter among the maids lately, you getting rough with her. I mean, you've got the poor thing locked up in a shed outside. You're not leaving the best impression on anyone. You here to box my ears? I don't know, 50-50. The other half is, I'm concerned about you. I know you're not the kind of man to threaten someone without a good reason. You're not. I thought you were friends with her. I am. And it hurts seeing her in so much pain. Then why has that not changed the way you act around me? I would think you'd be scorning me with the rest of the maids. Oh, I see how it is. You don't trust me. We've known each other for so long. This isn't a question of whose side I'm on. You're in pain too. I can see that. You've always bottled things up, kept them hidden. Too proud to rely on others, but you should probably vent to someone before it reaches the point where you no longer can. Say, Jacopo, do you remember the promise we made a while back? How far back? Back when you were still shorter than me. You were 14 and I was 12. I had to leave town and you came to see me off. Quite frankly, I didn't think you'd come. I was surprised, even if I didn't show it. The good time. The one time. Oh, young Maria. Oh, flashback. Here we go. Jacopo? Where's your dad? Why are you here alone? He didn't even tell me. There's no reason you have to leave town. My old man says the Campanellas have more power. I should be the one leaving. It's not that simple. Grown-ups have a lot to consider. So don't give me that look, Jacopo. We were kids, but we both kind of started to catch on to the situation with our families and to the bonds that land held on us. Although we didn't know any of the details at the time. My grandpa owned all the land the city was built on, but he was a very conservative man. He didn't try to spread his influence, instead opting to fortify what he already had. I don't know exactly when it first started, but organizations were used to administrative cities. And when we were kids, my dad was a capo familia. And my grandpa was his consigliere. Sure. But just because he was an advisor didn't mean he was powerless. When my dad made the decisions, my grandpa was the only one allowed to fight him on them. Your father was a capodicina that served under my dad. He wasn't especially happy about that. But parents quarreling doesn't affect their kids, or at least that's what I thought at the time, and what you probably thought too. But there was still a chance we could be caught in the crossfire, so my dad decided to send me and my mom away. Off the island and to the north were some more prosperous areas. He thought that by sending us there, we could live our lives clean, regardless of where we came from. There's no changing what's in your blood, though. You could have told me too, or were you planning on leaving without saying anything? No, it was just all decided so quickly. Why do you sound so accepting? Adults have a lot to consider. You bet they do. Adults have a lot to consider? Question mark. You bet they do! Exclamation point. But you could at least let them know you're opposed to it, Maria. But no, your tail went straight between your legs as soon as you were told. You just gave up and accepted it straight away. I thought you were better than that. You think? You think I don't know that? But I'll just be in my dad's way if I stay. I'm a kid. A girl. I wouldn't be of any help if anything happened. And I don't want to need someone to protect me. Never once thought of you as a girl. Hey now, that's mean. Oh geez, thanks Jacopo. Now you're getting me all mushy too. If anyone should be sad here, it's me. I'm not sad. Oh really? Sure you're not actually torn that I won't be around anymore? You're a huge crybaby after all, Jacopino. Nicknames. Hey, when have I ever cried? And don't call me that. Ah ha 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 ha, made you mad. Short fuses ever, I see. Gotta learn to keep your head. You're a man, an heir to the Berzati family. Don't you lecture me. Tisk, so pig-headed. You could at least listen to me this once before I'm gone. Hey, Maria, got a little time to spare? Yeah, sure, but not much. The carriage is gonna be here soon. Do you have enough for a trip to the hill and back? Yeah, should have time for that. Go talk on the hill. Because of our families, we weren't really able to get along with the other kids in the city, so we played a lot up at the top of that hill. It became kind of like our little secret lair. There was an abandoned house up there, I guess an old farmhouse or something, and kids love that sort of thing, you know? We called it Casa Nostra, our home, and we pretended it was actually ours. We drew circles on the wall in chalk and used it for target practice. We brought up a bale of straw and used it to make makeshift beds. When either of us got into fights with our parents, we'd stay the night here instead of home. In retrospect, I'm sure they knew where we were going and just let us do our thing. Oh yeah, there was this one time we were playing and a huge storm rolled in, trapping us up there. The wind wasn't just howling, it was screaming bloody murder. It was blowing so hard I thought the house might fly away. As I recall, you were crying that night. Hey, Nero, you here to see me off too? Ah, there you go wagging your tail with that dumb look on your face. You have no idea what's going on, do you? It wasn't just the two of us who had made Casa Nostra our home base, though. There was one more, a stray black dog. I'm pretty sure it didn't have actually black fur, though, and it was just really, really dirty. Of course he doesn't. He's a stupid animal. Oh, don't talk about him like that. He's one of us. What were you planning to do about Nero? Just leave him behind? Nothing else I can do. Can't bring a dog in the carriage. Besides, you're here, so it'll be fine. You take care of Nero, alright? He doesn't like me. You're the only one who can take care of him. Maybe so, but I'm not coming back. He'll starve to death if you don't figure something out. He's a puny runt. I doubt he could win in a fight for scraps. Come on, do it for me. You said you won't be coming back. Did you mean that? Are you absolutely never returning to this town? There's no telling what may or may not happen, so it's best not to get your hopes up. Better that than the pain of getting let down. Well, I've turned into quite the cynic, huh? Maybe if I'd been born to a more normal family, I'd be in my room in a pile of dolls right about now, my head in the clouds. Can't imagine you doing that, nor do I think that's normal. Huh, well said. Hey, stop that, Nero. Quit licking me. That tickles, and you reek. Maria? What is it? Come back. I don't care if you don't know when it'll be. Just don't say you'll never return. No one knows how things are going to end up. Maybe my old man will gain more power, or maybe yours will. If things continue as they are, it'll be your old man. Then, down the line,
I'll work in service of the Campanella family. And that's just fine by me. But even if that's not the future that lies ahead, I promise I'll make a place for you. So, Maria? Question, do you have a crush on me?
What? What? That's crazy. Kidding. I'm just kidding. No need for a conniption fit. I was just playing around.
Here I am trying to have a serious conversation, and then you... Listen to me. I don't have any of those, those kind of feelings for you. I consider you a lifelong friend. My one and only friend. That's why I came to see you off. And that's why I'm telling you this now. Whether you're a girl or a boy is irrelevant. Friendship lasts much longer than something so fanciful as romance. Am I wrong?
Ha ha.
Don't laugh, damn it. It's humiliating. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I agree entirely. Yeah, we've always been on the same page, Jacopo. Maybe we didn't fight a lot, but there wasn't one we didn't get through. No one else understood just how lonely it was, wearing a mask for all the other kids, trying to fit into their happy little circle. We couldn't afford to be found out after all. Neither of us had any real allies, except for each other, of course. Nope. I'm glad I got the chance to play with you. If you hadn't been there, I probably wouldn't have bothered caring for Nero either. It was too funny watching him chase you around. You're a sick girl, Maria.
Ha ha ha.
So hey, Jacopo, this place will still be Casa Nostra even after I leave, right? You won't do anything to it, will you? Of course not. This is our home. That was always the plan. Right, thanks. Though, you being all nice is kind of creepy, Jacopo.
It's not gonna start snowing, is it?
How rude.
Ha ha ha.
Well, if you're gonna be like that, I'm not sure I want to give it to you. Huh? Give what? A present? You should have said so sooner. Gimme. You don't have a shred of tact, do you? What's the matter? Come on, what'd you bring? Let me have it, soldier.
Do I like chapter 3 so far? I mean, so far, I would probably place it above chapter 2. Chapter 2 after a while felt like a slog, and I mean that in the nicest of ways. Chapter 2, the thing is, I didn't really care for the Beast character, and then when it revealed as the Yukimasa guy, I was kind of like, eh. So I didn't really care. And it didn't, and I know I shouldn't be like, always constantly be like, oh, it's almost like I stress, I want to say this when I say like, I'm not rating chapters just based on like their reveals or their twist, because I'm not like, it's not like I'm up here reading fucking M. Night Shyamalan movies out here or anything, and like I need to base it just on how the twist hits and impacts and stuff. I think I probably, as of right now, without seeing how chapter 3 finishes or continues to go, I would say chapter 1 still is my favorite just because of how batshit insane it was. And there's a possibility that I'm ranking it high in the top of my mind just because it was the first one and I didn't know what to expect, so it just hit me like a brick wall type thing. But I would say probably rank the first chapter, story door, whatever we call it, probably slightly higher than this, and then take a good 2.5 steps down, and then door number 2, second chapter, is probably how I'd rank it loosely. 1, 3, 2 so far. 3's, I've got some intrigue in 3. Although the depressing, sad bits to the story, I'm kind of like, oh god. I don't, this may come across as shocking, but I hate abusive relationship stories. And more importantly, I don't like reading them. It impacts me too much. I'm too fragile.
Anyway, young Jacobo says, "Oh, Maria, consider this a temporary parting gift. You've been wanting one of these for a while." Ooh, is that a cartridge? From a Colt Navy? No way, did you swipe it? I'll probably catch hell for it too. Wow, this is amazing. I always wanted to get my hands on the real thing. This is from the one hanging up in your house, isn't it? The one your dad was bragging about? They just started selling them this year, and it's ridiculously hard to get your hands on one, or so I hear. Man, guns from the New World are something else, alright. Just imagining the moment the hammer comes crashing down on the back of this sends chills down my spine. Are you sure you're a girl going crazy over a bullet cartridge? What's the big deal? I like what I like. You'll get in trouble if you don't put this back, though, won't you? Don't worry. I'll return it when you return. And I won't tell anyone I gave it to you. Okay. Well, guess I'll take you up on that then. Thanks, Jacopo. It'll be my treasure. This goes without saying, but don't you lose it. I'm giving it to you as a symbol of our friendship. No matter how far apart we may be, or how much time may pass, or how things play out with our families, we'll always be friends. That cartridge symbolizes that promise. It's a promise. It's a promise, Jacopo. Our families may outwardly hate each other, but I'll always be your friend. Always be on your side. And don't you ever go back on those words. I swear upon this glorious cartridge, this historic land, and the names of my ancestors, I shall not make myself a liar. I trust you, Maria. We'll meet again. Maybe many years from now, but that won't change a thing. Our friendship will never fade. God, you were adorable back then. And short to boot. But now, you've hardened so much. And you wore a stupid hat. I was flabbergasted when I next saw you. Dressed all fancy from head to toe. You become quite the smug little bastard, I thought. You sure weren't that little kid anymore. You have quite the memory. Well, yeah, don't forget my promises. And I never forget, I said I'd always be on your side. The question is, did you remember? I did. I remember every word you said that day. And, as I said, I left Casa Nostra as it was. Though it is quite some distance away now. I imagine if we went back and did a little work on it, we could have it looking just like old times. And Nero? About a year after you left, he suddenly disappeared. And just for the record, I did take care of him as you told me to. Guessing he got in a fight with another stray or something. I searched, but could never find him. That's a likely story. He did not take care of that dog. That's my bet. Well, it has been more than a decade. Not everything's gonna be exactly the same. You, however, haven't changed a bit from the girl you were all those years ago. Neither have you. Sure, you seem different on the outside, but at your core, I believe you haven't changed at all. Still the same old Jacopino. Could you not call me that? I have changed quite a bit, unlike you. I'm well aware of it. Say, Jacopo, do you consider me supportive of everything you could have said? Of course you are. You're constantly supporting me, past and present. You're a proof of the existence of a kind of friendship that can transcend gender, blood, and any other such distinctions. You know, it's honestly kind of bizarre seeing you without a stick up your ass. Wow, harsh words. Come on now, hear me out. You almost had me blushing there. Anyway, before you put that stick back up there, tell me something. Am I still your only ally? Come on, man. You are. Of everyone in this mansion, I'm the only one? Yes. If she would at least have a little more... The madam? I didn't actually intend to treat her like that. Believe me, Jacopo, I know. I mean, from a girl's perspective, what you did is pretty awful. But hey, I'm not a girl, according to you anyway. I will always be on your side, no matter what. God, I feel as though I'm being consoled. That's what I was going for. Should have never opened up to you. Hey, now's probably not the best time to bring this up, but I have a letter. A letter? Written by the madam, here. A letter? From my wife? Let me see it.
What's in that letter? What's the final move?
What the hell am I reading? I was considering keeping it a secret, but having seen it, I thought hiding it from you might only hurt you more, so I decided it was best to show you. Who is this? Who is this letter for? It's as if, but that can't. I love you. Who is she writing to? I don't know this man. Take a deep breath, Jacopo, and listen to me. The madam is having an affair.
Everyone's getting set up. I don't even think, dude. I don't know. No. The letter's been doctored. It's been fucked with. I don't trust Maria. She's gone. She was so high. She was so high on the character list, and now she probably sucks. Everyone sucks. Everyone sucks. The madam is having an affair. The thing is, I think we as the readers, 2 doors down and now in our 3rd door, are supposed to understand that the white-haired girl always has a bad time. So then, now, we enter our 3rd door, and what? We're supposed to believe now that the white-haired girl sucks, and she's writing about an affair she's had with her husband, or, against her husband. Come on. This is our 3rd time where we're seeing the white-haired girl get screwed by life. I can't have Maria here go like, oh, fuck, your wife, she's cheating on you. And me, the reader, be like, oh, yeah, uh-huh. Like, that's not happening. I don't believe that. That's not what's going on. You can't fool me. I don't really think the game is trying to fool me at that point. I think we're pretty much supposed to be privy to the fact that there are people in the white-haired girl's life in this now 3rd door that like are seemingly acting like her friend or seeming like they're nice and care, but deep down, it's all set up, right? I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe there are some, it's going to sound mean, but there might be some dumb people out there that are reading this and they're like, what? The white-haired girl's truly having an affair? But, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I could be so wrong, and me saying this could get clipped and egg on my face, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's a possibility. I'm opening myself up for getting clowned on. That's fine. Anyway, the madam is having an affair, she says. She's having an affair. Oh, and it ends there, too. Oh, that's where we're going to end it? Oh, crazy. Crazy. Man, a cliffhanger? A cliffhanger that the white-haired girl is maybe having an affair? That's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder if she really is. I wonder, man. All right. So yeah, we're under 2 hours, but closer-ish to 2 hours. Like I said, I will try to, have a nicer, decent reading chunk of Fata Morgana come Friday. As I said, Friday might be. I do have the day off for the holiday here in the States. So there's a chance we do like 2 things on Friday. We might do something first and then Fata Morgana into the night, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Also, Wednesday, I should be streaming tomorrow, but I don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. It's kind of very much up in the air. It kind of depends on how long, when we start and everything. It could be something new. I don't know if I'm feeling to set up Xenoblade or feeling to set up Nier Automata either. So tomorrow might be interesting. we might try something new. Or I just go low effort and we do like odd one out watching or something. I don't know. You got work till like 1 on Fata Friday? 1 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning? Are you saying you work late into the night? Or are you saying you have like a half day, like 1 p.m. Okay. Oh, nice. That's not too bad, assumingly. I don't know when that means. Yeah, half day. That's what I was guessing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a 3-day weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I always say, the 3-day weekend's great. The best part, the obvious best part, is that it's like 1 day of not working. You get like a short week. It's nice. I love that. I love not working. Even into my old age, I just enjoy not working. I enjoy not opening up my work computer. It's just such a nice feeling. But yeah, good little chunk of reading here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I would say so far I'm enjoying Door 3. I think it's interesting. I do, like I said, I don't know what it is about me. I don't know what it says about me. I kind of like more, not like this is a hard and fast rule, but I kind of do like more modern era setting. I think it's slightly more interesting than when you have like shitty characters like Pinocchio and potentially Maria here acting like assholes. You're like, ooh, they're like proper assholes. Like they're like modern day assholes. You're like, you want when you have shitty people, modern assholes is such a funny way, but modern assholes. When you have shitty people, you want to be like, I can kind of relate. Like, I mean, it's Jacopo the goat, no cap. Oh. You gotta be sarcastic. You gotta be being sarcastic when you say that, I would imagine. You gotta be. You can't be for real. Jacopo. Who, I mean, obviously now, again, 2 doors already read. Misfortune is gonna happen to the white-haired girl. Could I hope for Jacopo also potentially dying? Is that too much to ask for? Probably. I'm still laughing internally about the love triangle realization thing, though. There's like, that also. The realization behind every door is a love triangle in some shape or fashion. I'm going to be thinking about that. I'm going to be thinking about that all night now tonight as I rest my head on my pillow. I'm going to be trying to remember or trying to formulate what's the importance of that, or if it's just a similar theming behind each door. Or if there's a reason. Is there a deeper meaning? Love triangles. People. White-haired girl. Billiards. Remember the goal the maid gave us at the very beginning? The goal, don't become so depressed when you're reading this story. That's the goal I remember. Try not to let it bring you down too much. All right, I'm gonna head out. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow with something. Something will happen tomorrow. I just don't know what it is. We'll see. Have a nice night. Take it easy. More Fata Morgana on Friday, along with probably something else, I'd say. But until then, have a good one.